The WHO, which is the World Health Organization, has already declared that 5 of the major chemical herbicides used to grow GMO crops are either likely or definitely cancerous. Yet, the USA still makes secret trade deals that would allow biotech to push their genetically modified food on Americans who don't want to eat it. Then it says here more than 60 countries have already passed mandatory GMO labeling laws, and many will ban GMO crops. So once again, I just ask, why are we not in the streets just for this? Okay? This is getting into our kids. I don't think you understand that. That if you are eating GMOs, you are giving your kids cancer. Okay? 60 countries are banning it because it's cancerous to the humans. Now, come over here to chemtrails. I'm sure everyone's like, oh, here he goes, conspiracy theory. Well, in chemtrails, do you guys understand that there's barium, nanoaluminum, there's nickel, desiccated blood, mold? This is what's getting sprayed on us daily. Just look up in the sky. If you don't believe these statistics, look around you when you go out. I'm sorry, with all due respect, everybody is getting obese, and that is a plan. You need to realize that. And it says here, numerous tests have been done to verify that these poisons are off the scale in their toxicity. They are documented in our water, in our soil, in our air. For more than 10 years, researcher Cliff Carnicom has been valently and systematically reporting on the various detrimental aspects of these aerosols and what they're doing to our environment, what they're doing to our blood. It says right here, when all these poisons surrounding our every breath, it is not surprising to see a dramatic increase in illnesses. I'm not going to go any further than that, okay? You believe it or not, look up. We weren't getting sprayed with chemicals when my parents were growing up. I'm 35. Those of you that are my age, ask your parents if they remember looking up and getting sprayed on. Then you go over here, we've got the bees. The bees are dying. Bees and butterflies are dying. I don't think you guys understand how important it is that we need these. This was just last month. Bees are dying, and that could be devastating for food security. And this was off of Huffington Post, where it says here, pesticides are killing off the world's bees and butterfly population. So how can you call it conspiracy theory when these are facts? Butterflies and bees, and not to mention moths, everything else that we need to grow food is dying. It's dead. And what I'm really getting at, guys, is what kind of future are we leaving for our kids? Then you come over here to what we're putting in our bodies with the GMOs. I haven't even gotten to MSG. Do you guys know what MSG is? It's a monosodium glutamate. It's a flavor enhancer commonly added to Chinese food, canned vegetables, soups, and processed meats. It is also added to almost everything in the grocery store. Probably 90% of the food has MSG, but yet the Food and Drug Administration has classified MSG as a food ingredient that's generally recognized as safe. How can you recognize it as safe? And then it comes down here and they tell you what the symptoms are. Headache, flushing, sweaty, facial pressure, chest pain, nausea, weakness. I just don't get it, you guys. The FDA is telling you what this stuff does to you. Then, I haven't even gotten into, like I said, I know I'm forgetting things here. Then I go over to, where is it at? Oh, the U.S. credit card debt. This was just today. The U.S. credit card debt is approaching $1 trillion. The other one I wanted to talk to you guys about was the national debt. Okay, I found this article. This was when it was $16 trillion. This was in 2012. This is from Fox Filth. Let me show you. I don't think you guys understand this with the national debt. So for those of you that are still staring at digits in a computer screen, I don't think you guys realize it, but they are about to ban cash. Because this was when it was $16 trillion. I don't think people understand how big that number is. Oh my gosh, this is just insane. To pay back $1 trillion at a rate of $1 per second, it would take you 31,688 years. Okay? Now, I want to read this here. The median American household income is about $50,000 per year. Yeah, not anymore. There's no way that's an average household income anymore. Well, maybe with husband and wife working. But anyway, so if your family earns $50,000 a year, and if you spend none of that on food, rent, transportation, income tax, or even pursuing your own happiness, and if you take all of your family's household income and use it, not to pay down the government's current debt, but just to pay down the $1 trillion in new debt that the government overspends each year, it would take your family 32 million years to pay for it. I'm not shitting you. Now multiply that by 16. This is when the debt was 16 trillion. It would take you 512 million years to pay off. So what are we leaving for our kids? My gosh, people, wake the hell up. There was something else I wanted to talk about too. Where's it at? Prescription pills. I haven't even gotten into that. And that's going to be a whole nother video. Did you guys know that nearly 70% of Americans are on at least one prescription drug? And you guys need to start seeing where this is going. And you know the student loan debt's at $1 trillion? Let me show you this too real quick. Did you know that this was on Fox in Houston? Did you guys know that this was... Oh, this was this year, February 15th, 2016. U.S. Marshal arresting people for not paying their federal student loans. Believe it or not, the U.S. Marshal Service in Houston is arresting people for not paying their outstanding federal student loans. Paul Aker says he was arrested at his home last week for a $1,500 student loan that he received in 1987. So, do you guys see how they're just trying to get everybody in the system here? And that's why we have to stop this. My generation has got to wake the hell up. And because look over here. This is on Alternet. I was looking at this because I was looking at the student loan debt. But this is sitting here talking about how they're actually starting to come after senior citizens with their from their student loans. They're actually going to start taking it out of Social Security. Sorry, this is taking a minute to load. But while this is loading, you guys, I wanted to do this video because I don't think some of us understand the numbers here and how we're going the wrong way. I mean, these numbers aren't getting better at all. It just, every day I wake up and I just see what's going on in this, why that's loading. Let me come over here. You know, on Natural News, this was, I believe, yesterday, when I was talking about the prescription drugs. Gosh, here it is too. This was today also. Wild bees, butterflies, and other pollinators are on the path to extinction if we don't stop poisoning them. But then up here, you know, I mentioned this to someone the other day about these prescription pills. Here it is right here. I don't know if you guys saw this. This was on Natural News. U.S. federal government on the verge of demanding mandatory mental health screening for teens. And it says here, the United States Preventive Services Task Force recently updated its recommendations on the screening of children and adolescents for major depressive disorder in an article in the journal Annals of Internal Medicine. The task force now recommends that all children aged 12 and up be screened for MDD as part of their regular doctor's visits. And if you guys can't see this, I think I already read one on this the other day, but the goal is to look how they're getting every single American on prescription drugs. That way they can label us all mentally ill, and then they can come after our guns. Let me see if this one's still not up and running. But anyway, what this was saying, if you want to look it up, it's 1 in 8 Americans burned in student loan debt, including 70,000 seniors. You got seniors right now on Social Security that are, oh, why isn't this loading? That are, they're trying to take their student loans. They're trying to take their student loans off their off their Social Security. So this isn't loading, but you can go to it. I'm sorry we don't have great internet out here where we live, but I just felt I needed to show you guys this, and I'm gonna try to do some more because there's a lot of things I didn't even touch on. You know, not to mention the forced inoculations going on right now in California, SB 277. I believe it's going on in West Virginia. I just, my biggest thing is, you guys, is what are we leaving for our kids? My God, everyone's sitting around still, it seems like, trying to get saving up to get a boat or saving up to get a car or a new fancy car. Or you guys have got to wake the hell up. We can't even get our own households right now. And that was something Lavoie even said in one of his press conferences one time, where we need to get our own homes under control. We can't even take care of ourselves right now, let alone take care of our kids, especially with especially with the processed sugar going on. That's what really makes me sick to my stomach, is that some of these parents out there, and it's not their fault. They don't realize it, but when they're feeding their kids this food, they're actually killing their kid and they don't even realize it. So anyway, I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna get on a rant. I wanted to share those numbers with you guys. And also just a reminder, April 15th is Let Freedom Ring. It's basically an awareness day. They want to do something. All the patriots are trying to get together to. We're gonna do something on that day. Whether you interrupt something in a conversation on Facebook, social media, there's not a whole lot I'm going to be able to do out here on our farm. I'm going to, try to get online, do some things, but I raise awareness every single day. So, but anyway, I just wanted that to be a reminder. April 15th, Let Freedom Ring. But guys, my gosh, if you guys have children, you really got to look at these numbers and look at what are we leaving for our kids, because I just feel like the elite, they're we're almost, I think we're there. I think the mission's been accomplished. If I'm not seeing enough people get off their asses right now. I'm not. And this has been the plan since day one. So, all right guys, I'll talk to you guys later.